a community is not about selling. I'm not selling directly over. I'm selling, but I'm selling in a very contextual manner.
Right.
I'm selling where a relationship has already been built and where they're okay. It's like literally giving consent to accept they're subscribing to your product.
Yeah.
So think of it like a newsletter, or think of it like a gated content platform where they are subscribing or giving you consent to track their data and giving you their information.
Yeah.
And when you're running a community, it's extremely important that you're also respecting the privacy and the reasons, that grid. You're respecting that grid. That grid is your holy grail. You sit there and you go back to it every day, and you see if your community is moving away from the direction. Do you need to cut that and bring it to the right direction?
Right. Just like any other market. Again, there is no playbook, right?
Yes.
To come building a community, understand your business. Obviously, whatever insights you've shared are helpful for you to have a sense of direction.
Yes.
If you feel you also have a business where community can help. But more importantly, from what you are doing, one important thing which I've understood from how you are doing things is that why you're not selling at this moment, what I understand, is because you want to build a long-term business.
Correct.
It has to go on for the next 10, 15 years.
Yes.
If you wanted to sell, you would have, right?
Yeah.
I think you'll agree, right?
Yeah.
If you get
there are communities that are doing this.
I'm saying even if you would have not taken this community approach and the specific approach for community building had taken, you could have started selling. There would have been different challenges.
Yes.
Because probably would have to, had to raise some funds as well, probably run ads, whatever, the playbooks, the general things that are there, right? What you are doing, and I say this always, right? People will buy only when they have a requirement. Right? So you just need to make sure that when they have a requirement,
we are on top of their minds.
That's all you're looking for. And I think that is something that you're doing beautifully.
No, I think that's what a job of any marketer
should be. It should be 100%. But again, there are so many different aspects to a business, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes, it could be the founder, it could be the money that you've raised, right? Where you need to sell, there is a certain revenue that needs to be hit, which I'm sure is there as your objective for you as well, right? In that grid, there is a revenue column, I'm sure, because it's a business that you're building. But it's a long-term business, right? That's the major difference that I'm able to, understand from your conversation. Even if I keep the community aspect aside, the bottom line, the fundamental approach that you're looking for is, I just need people to know me and Bugasura, and what Bugasura does.
At this point,
yes. And of course, it is going to change. And how you're doing is by creating trust in that community, and how you're creating trust is by helping them.
That's good.
I think that is it is obviously not as simple as it sounds, but in 3 simple things, that's what you're doing. And I think this is the core understanding each marketer should have, right? And not just a marketer, again, each founder should have, because at times a marketer will not be able to do what he is willing to do. It will come from within. So I think this is something that, at least at the early stage, companies should understand that this is probably a right way to move forward.
Yeah. So see, Ishan, when you do ABM, right, you're also essentially building lists, right? And you're running multiple email campaigns. Think of community as your list. It's just another list that you're building, but it's just that you don't have to send them a sequence of emails to pick up the call and talk to them. Even if you're selling to them, like, see, when you're in an early stage and you haven't really hit product market fit, and you haven't really figured out predictability of revenue, you have to iterate and experiment multiple times, right? Community is a low-cost way to do this, but the cost is time.
Yeah, the cost is time. For sure. But I just think, again, coming back, I just feel that the returns, obviously there'll be revenue, the time is what you're compensating for. But in the long run, right, there's going to be a huge difference if you compare your approach with some other approach. It's a huge difference.